Watch until the end to find out how you can win a main gear PC, an Oculus Quest headset, game keys, and an in-game special item. Vail VR is the first game to pioneer an interoperable metaverse. We have a lot of experiences that you can play that I would consider a smaller version of a metaverse. I mean, think about VR Chat, Neos, or any other social VR game. Those games host thousands of worlds that you can visit with your friends to do just about anything, from petting dogs to worshiping at the Church of Shrek. But all of those games exist in their own private ecosystem. They're not interoperable. I mean, with a bit of work, you can import your avatar from Neos and VR Chat, but that's assuming that you paid someone to build your own personal avatar and that you have a PhD in basic Unity mechanics to figure out why your avatar is randomly missing some textures. When people say they want an interoperable metaverse, they say that they want a metaverse where digital assets like your avatar or items you own are transferable between games. This doesn't exist in any game right now, at least not in any consumer-friendly way. But Vail is taking the first steps to make this possible, to let you purchase an in-game item and then be able to use it in other games. To be clear, this video is sponsored by Vail, but all of the opinions are 100% my own, and I'm genuinely really excited about what Vail is doing right now. But before I show you what Vail is doing right now, what even is Vail? You may have first heard about Vail like I did from Thrillseeker, who actually went to the studio and interviewed the devs behind the game. The game is an equity crowdfunded 5v5 VR competitive shooter in a futuristic sci-fi world, but not like lasers and glowing suits sci-fi. I'm talking about boring, minimalistic, you lost all taste in art because we've ascended color type of sci-fi. By the way, I am joking, I actually really love the art style in Vail. It has some of the most beautiful maps in my opinion. Essentially, the small studio is trying to create a standard for VR competitive play. Lots of great shooters out there exist, like Onward or Population 1, but Vail specifically wants to focus in on the competitive gamers and the esports market. And they're doing that by working with VR esports teams to implement features and improvements that are essential to esports games, such as robust casting features and good network code, for example. Yeah, that's right, network code. Bet you casual gamers don't even know what I'm talking about. Get on my level. Outside of the competitive side, the game has drawn up an amazing and dedicated community around how fun the game is, how cool the devs are, and in my opinion, just how absolutely beautiful the game is. It strikes that perfect balance between minimalistic architecture and organic life, and I think that's just really beautiful, unless you just hate nature. The game is in development right now, and they're hoping to launch a beta sometime next year. But if you want to play the game before then, you can actually request a game key on Steam to play it right now, and you can also join the amazing Discord community where the devs are super active. You can also enter the giveaway at the end of this video to try and win a game key that way. So what does a VR shooter have to do with the metaverse that's different from other games? I mean, it's just a shooter game, and sure, it's going to put in more competitive aspects, but what about the metaverse side of everything? How is that any better than Onward, Pavlov, or Population 1 when it comes to building the metaverse? Well, for one, you can have thumb wars.
Are we having a
Behind
thumb
you
war right now?
We're having a thumb war.
Wait, I'm gonna win.
Shop for beer and mac and cheese.
Here we are. Here we go.
Throw stuff into trash cans.
Oh, you did? Oh, careful.
No, I wasn't like
I was throwing my trash away like you said.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful. That was my trash can. I had a grenade in there.
And steal the dev's gun and throw it off a cliff because you just absolutely hate pistols.
I don't need guns. Guns are for losers. No, I don't need that.
That's incredible. No, hey, take this back.
I don't like that.
The Rayab have their funding. Okay, you don't like that? Take this one instead.
You know what? I'll take it. I'm gonna take it.
Our last match.
Here's what I think.
One new aspect is the Vail social experience. Vail is no longer just a shooter, Vail is now a place you can go to hang out with friends, an actual destination. The devs found that when people played shooter games, they liked spending time with friends and would sometimes spend more time in social lobbies than they would spend actually playing the game. So right now they're working to implement a more robust social lobby. Right now you can play chess with other people, unless you absolutely hate chess as well. And in the future, you'll be able to play other games like hockey and go to music clubs and all of this on top of the already awesome shooter experience. Another defining aspect of the metaverse is interoperability, the ability for these experiences to work seamlessly together, and one aspect of that is being able to own digital objects and use them in all of the metaverse. In the last year, there's been a revolution in digital ownership made possible by NFTs. Now, don't leave yet. I know NFTs come up and you want to click out of the video, but bear with me for a second. I know this is painful, but just hear me out. I am not a fan of the NFTs either. On the outset, they seem like a really good idea because you can prove that you own any digital item, which is really cool. But I mean, also kind of pointless, right? Like, what's the point in saying that I own a PNG of a rainbow monkey biting its lips seductively with a crown on its head when literally anybody can screenshot it and use it? And frankly, the main reason people play NFTs right now is because most of it's pixel art that looks like it was made by a 5-year-old that's being sold for millions of dollars, and all of it just feels like a giant Ponzi scheme. But NFTs in the metaverse are entirely different. They're not just a PNG that you can right click and save. NFTs in the metaverse are a way of showing that you own your avatar or a plot of digital land in the metaverse. This is something that Somnium Space does really well. But what Vail is doing is going a step further by launching Valiants. Valiants are an in-game item that you can purchase as an NFT, and ownership of this NFT will work kind of like a game pass, giving you access to certain things. When you own the Vailien, you own it forever. You'll be able to transfer it to future Vail games or to other games that partner with Vail. And as far as I know, Vail is the first mainstream company to say, hey, here's a digital item, you can buy it, and better yet, transfer it between games that have partnered with us. Now, the challenge of creating an in-game item that transfers between all games is a game dev's nightmare. I've seen developers on Twitter arguing about how impossible the feat is and how it really comes down to multiple companies accepting a standard and implementing that standard. Company A has to want to share an asset, and company B has to accept that standard and that asset, and then also company A also has to accept the standard and assets from company B, and it's just this whole thing where people just have to work together. So what really needs to happen is a company needs to step forward, build the first iteration of a transferable asset, and then invite other games to implement this feature. And that's exactly what Vail is doing. Vail is inviting other companies to bring Valiants into their games, and presumably Vail will allow other games to bring in certain objects into Vail. So beyond an in-game item that you own as an NFT, what is a Vailien? Well, they're going to be an in-game pet that you can use for mini games to play with other Vailien owners. It doesn't really affect the core gameplay, which means you don't need to own one to play the game, but they're also going to be really easy to get if you do want one. Valiants will go for sale on MetaDrop on November 13th, or again, you can enter a massive giveaway right now at the link in the description. There will be several winners who will get game keys, NFTs, an Oculus Quest headset, and a main gear PC. To enter, just follow the link in the description and in the first comment of this video. So ultimately, why is Vail deciding to launch NFTs? Well, I've been lurking in Q&A sessions with the devs, and basically it all comes down to funding. The company wants to be funded by you and me, by the community. They had several opportunities to get investments from venture capitalists, but they ultimately decided that their best option was to let the community invest in them so that they would only be answerable to the community. Like literally, the planned release date for the game is when the community tells them that it's ready for release, because they aren't answerable to anybody else, only the community, which means if we want to tell them to keep this placeholder texture for their frag grenade and call it the Grenapple, then they have to do it if we get enough community support behind it.
What? That didn't work.
Part of me doesn't want to tell you what it does.
Oh!
The devs are extremely dedicated to what they do, and they see this NFT launch as a way to further the metaverse, give back to the community, and get the funding they need to provide the best gaming experience possible. So if that sounds good to you, go join the giveaway, go request a key, go join their Discord, and let's support devs that make VR and the metaverse the amazing thing that it is.
Take his shit. Take his shit. Loot his body.
How do I send the code thingy? Don't kill me, please. Don't kill me, please.
Oh, this is...
Oh, that was scary.
Going to the club?
Yo, let's party it up. Let's go.
Well, I'm happy you guys like the mets.
That's my game.
This is a lot of fun. You know, we work on this game all the time, guys, and then actually playing it with people, it's actually really nice. It's a pretty good game.